Well, Connor, welcome back to Toronto.
Thank you. We're happy to be back.
So you were here in February at a different venue, but this one's a bit bigger. How does it feel to have, more fans?
That's a good
now?
sign, I guess. It was awesome. First time up in Canada, we played the Horseshoe Tavern, which obviously historic, like crazy venue.
Iconic.
Sold out. It was packed out, and it was like one of my favorite shows of the year. And so, I got high expectations for the crowd tonight, with how rowdy that show was, and it'll be a lot of fun tonight.
Is there a hot spot that you know in Toronto that you want to hit up again?
No, I mean I'm still trying to figure it out. We haven't gotten a ton of time to hang out, but I've heard of some good speakeasy bars that we're gonna try to hit tonight. I know sushi's really good here, so I'm gonna need y'all sushi recommendations
Go to
after
Nobu.
this.
We just got to Nobu.
No way.
No, but no.
I gotta go to the local
don't go
spot.
to Nobu. Yeah,
I gotta go to the local
There's
spot.
actually a great one around here. That remember when we saw Jelly Roll?
Oh yeah.
We stumbled upon,
it's
and it's close to here. I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, let me know.
We'll figure it out.
Hardy always goes to Barbarians when he's here.
Is that sushi or what is it?
No, it's a steakhouse, but
Okay.
it's like an old school
like gentlemen.
Yeah, like if you're 90-year-old man, you'd go there. But
Sounds like a Hardy thing to do.
When he told us that, we're like,
really?
Yeah, it's funny because Hardy's you hear his music and it's so screamo F word, and then you meet him, he's the nicest. Just,
so
laid back,
proper
dude.
One of our favorite interviews of the year, but maybe you'll talk.
We're just getting started. Give me some time.
See what happens. Okay, well, I have to show you something.
She was very excited about
Very
this.
excited when this came out. I don't know if you've looked at your Spotify Wrapped yet.
I have.
Okay, so I looked at mine yesterday. You're number 3.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let me see that thing. That's really exciting.
Right?
And I'm above Hardy.
You're above. Hardy didn't even make the list, which is
so
surprising.
we're off to a good start. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's really sweet.
And top songs of the year.
Let's go.
Number 3, Roulette on the Heart.
Come on.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I wasn't expecting that either, but I do love that
I
song.
know. Thank you very much. We just got our second gold record in Canada today for Creek Will Rise, and they said it's about to go platinum up here. And I'm like, it's crazy that I've been to this country twice and I have 2 gold records, and so it's really cool to see how far the music has grown and stretched, and playing a whole weekend in Canada. It's wild. I mean, you kind of playing shows around the Southeast where I'm from and where I grew up is one thing, but then to kind of get outside of the country and see this many tickets sold and this many people showing up, and I'm in your Spotify Wrapped, it's really special.
Well, I'd show mine, but my Spotify got hacked, and it was all these African artists I've never heard of. I'm like, who is listening to my Spotify?
Funny. That's really funny. I think you're making that up, to be honest with you.
I swear to God.
I think that you're lying about that, and I think that when you get alone and you're doing your makeup in the morning, you're listening to African rap.
I am going to discover the next big artist.
We need to do an interview. But if your Spotify wasn't hacked, I'm sure you'd be on.
You wouldn't be number 3. You'd be number 1 on mine.
I'll tell you this about my rap. I was actually one thing that was cool is that this year 3 of my top 5 artists were friends of mine.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you had Flatland Cavalry. I just did a song with Cleto from Flatland. I had Josiah Queen, who I just did a song with, and then a guy named Forrest Frank. And all 3 of those guys are good buddies of mine, and very separate. I just am massive fans of theirs, and then I also happen to know them as people. And it was a weird kind of moment for me of wow, I'm really in the music industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No Dylan Marlowe on there?
No, of course not. Of course not. So Dylan's my best, my best buddy, and so we hang out all the time. And I was in my Uber yesterday to go to the airport, and I had a guitar, obviously, so you can't really hide what you do. And so he's dropping me off the airport. He's like, "Oh, you doing music?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." Going up to Canada. He didn't know who I was, didn't know my name, didn't know who I was an artist at all, and I didn't tell him. But randomly through the drive, he goes, "Hey man, you know Dylan Marlowe?" And I was like, yeah. He goes, yeah, my neighbor or my best friend lives next door to him. I go, oh, is he a good guy? He goes, yeah, he says he's real nice. I go, he's kind of a douchebag. I just let it ride. So.
That's hilarious. We interviewed him back in the summer, and we'll do this game with you after, but we did a Canadian terms game.
Let's go.
He didn't do that well.
He failed, so hopefully you'll do better.
That dude sits in a tree in Georgia. He's not learning Canadian slang.
Literally. Well, you put out so much new music this year. You started with your debut album, then we did the Smoky Mountain Sessions, and then the EP.
That's good.
Sorry, my pants are squeaking.
They're squeaking? I was like, what is that? Your chin?
I can't ignore it. Okay, let me do that again. You put out...
Your pants are squeaking?
On the
That's
chair?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
What are those, leather?
They're
polyester?
It's the sheen.
Sheen leather.
Oh,
I don't know.
Sorry.
Anyways, you put out so much new music this year.
Okay, everyone look
I was
forward.
just impressed you could list all of them, so keep going.
Thank you. I'm a number 1 fan.
Yeah, I could tell.
Okay. You put out so much music
Number
this year.
3 fan, actually. Sorry, but
Below Morgan Wallen.
But above Hardy.
sure, but above Hardy. That's all that matters.
Smoky Mountain.
And Dylan Marlowe. So I'm sorry.
You put out so much new music this year. Started the year with your debut album. Then we did the Smoky Mountain Sessions, Storyteller EP back in October.
Yes.
What one was your personal favorite?
So they all were me attempting to capture different things, and I think as a new artist, like for where I'm at and kind of the level of intimacy I get to have with the fans, I really wanted to like lay a full foundation for me as an artist, like who I am, kind of where the cement is still wet of like solidifying myself as an artist. And so I wanted to kind of show all the different sides. And so I think the storyteller shows the songwriter side. Mm-hmm. I think the Smoky Mountain Sessions maybe shows more of the personal side. And I think the record shows the entertainer side and the performer side. And so I really want to kind of lay all that out. And then as we look into next year, kind of album 2, it's kind of like we get to build from having done everything, having kind of proven to myself even just kind of all the different sides. But the storyteller one was really special and unique because I wrote those songs in 2 days. And
wow.
Yeah,
there's some really good songs.
Thank you. And I went down to Texas and I just wanted to kind of write without kind of thinking about country radio, thinking about anything but like writing songs I was really proud of and then just recording them. And so to let the fans in on that was kind of a special, kind of unique and kind of daring thing for me to do personally as an artist. And so to see the way that fans have connected with that stuff has been really sweet.
So out of all the songs that you did release this year, which one is your personal favorite?
Personal favorite, let's think. So I think a lot of the underrated tracks, like a song called Regret in the Morning on the debut album is one I really love. Boots in the Bleachers off that record. I think as a songwriter, Faith from a Farmer off the Storyteller is a song that means a lot to me. And then we open up the set tonight with the Storyteller just because
nice.
It's kind of different and fun. And it's completely not what I think people would have expected, which I kind of like as an artist.
So the Storyteller started as a note in your phone, is that true?
Yeah. The idea. I mean, I have a notes of thousands of ideas, and I had a couple words in them that just felt like something, and 2 of them were storyteller and nostalgia. But like those words weren't hooks at all. Like it wasn't like some like good song idea I had. It was just kind of a word that captured an emotion. I mean, this storyteller specifically, like it's such a simple song that has such a kind of a grand like meaning of life idea. And so it was cool to see that song kind of come out of just like the word the storyteller.
What's the weirdest note you have on your phone?
Oh my gosh.
And show us.
Yeah, I have a ton, but I mean literally I have like 2,000 voice memos. I have
gosh.
like thousands of just like random ideas, and if you scroll down they'll go all the way back to like 2016 and I'll look at an idea I had and I go, dude, what was I thinking? Like, you know, like
This is garbage.
the lawnmower, like it's like the lawnmowers on there, like what song was I trying to write with that? But maybe one day. I started writing songs at 6. I got a published deal at 16. Like my whole heart was I just wanted to be a songwriter. And even as an artist, like my biggest dream when it's all said and done is to be respected as a songwriter in this industry.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of like Hardy, for example, who's
Hardy's a
like
great version
one of
of
the
that.
most talented songwriters out there right now. After you,
Number 4.
I'll give Hardy that one.
but they want to be recognized for their songwriting more than anything else. So
Yeah, and Hardy especially, like he gained respect as a songwriter, and then kind of had the opportunity to be an artist just because he had so much respect in Nashville as a songwriter. I mean, the entire country radio for the last 2 years has been Hardy songs.
Yeah.
Like he shaped the sound,
Yeah.
and you see certain artists do that throughout, their time. I mean, Morgan Wallen's doing it right now, where like Morgan Wallen is shaping the sound of country music. So when you hear a song that could be cut by Morgan, it also could be cut by other artists now because the sound is what Morgan Wallen made it almost.
Yeah,
well,
you
you have your
curated
own
it.
unique sound.
Well, yeah, and I think that's what happens for artists. I mean, I'd say that my songs very well couldn't be Morgan Wallen songs, but I think for new artists, you kind of have to step outside of that and shape your own sound, shape your
Be
own
your own
lane,
person.
and be your own artist, because that's what people are going to gravitate to the most.
Not you trying to be someone who you're not, kind of
Exactly,
thing.
and you see artists do that a lot, and it can work, but I think the artists that changed the genre. The artists that like I fell in love with as a kid, Kenny Chesney and Eric Church. It was like, man, Eric Church was just writing songs, not worrying about what anybody else would think about him, but it was just purely him. And then people really connected with it.
So Tucker Wetmore,
Yeah.
you guys teamed up, Steal My Thunder on the insane Twisters album.
Crazy, yeah.
What was
everybody's
it?
on that album.
It was
That's
crazy.
crazy to be on that list.
Yeah,
What was it
wild.
like working with him and kind of getting that song on that album?
It was great. I mean, Tucker's had a ridiculous year.
Yeah.
And putting out his first song in February and then just kind of
It was only February?
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Crazy.
Gosh.
And so it was cool. I didn't know Tucker before we did the song. And so we did the song. He put his vocal on it before we had ever met. And then through that, we became buddies. I met him for the first day when we did like the video shoot for it.
It looked so fun.
It was a lot of fun. And so that was a good way to become friends. And then we got to do the Luke Bryan tour, the farm tour together. And we really got to hang out, get to know him. He's a truly like really good human. And so we really connected kind of on a deeper level and a dude I'm cheering for. And so it was fun to kind of have that song initiate a friendship and now to be good buddies. And that song has just been a big one for us this year.
So what's going on backstage? What shenanigans are
Tucker.
you guys
Tucker?
getting? And Luke.
Here's the deal. Yeah, I'm about to say, like, Luke Bryan is the king of shenanigans, so
Yeah.
he's leading that thing. But we're on the farm tour, and we're legit, like, in the middle of nowhere on farms. Luke Bryan legitimately finds random farmers' cornfields and says, can I host a party? And so then 20,000 people show up and 24 buses and trailers, and it was so fun. But when it rains, it
Pours.
rains. Yeah, it pours, and rain is not necessarily a good
Rain's
thing.
a good thing.
Yeah, but we had a couple like rainouts on the thing. We had one show get postponed, one show get canceled. We had one day on the farm tour where it was like a full-on torrential downpour, like borderline like tornado.
Oh, wow.
And so we are standing in like up to like right here of mud, and I went over to Tucker. I was like, dude, I know you played high school or college football. Your band versus my band, out there in the field.
Let's go.
Let's play mud football.
Oh my gosh.
And he said no.
What?
Isn't that so sad?
Tucker said no?
Tucker said no.
Tucker.
So I don't even
Little
have.
bit.
I can't even end that story for you guys of who would have won. But I think he was scared.
He probably thought you were going to win.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He did. He didn't want me to say that in
Maybe we
interviews.
can do a rematch with
Yeah,
Tucker?
exactly. We're coming. We're
Next
coming
time you
for
guys
it.
are in
Tucker,
Canada?
the opportunity is still open, brother.